Hello people, welcome to a new video. And today I'm really excited because we're going to the Vasa Museum, and it has the best preserved ship in the world. It's about 98% of what it was, and it's of the 17th century. And it's here, and we're gonna see it, and we're gonna explore the ship. Holy moly. Damn. Okay, so this ship that you see right here, it doesn't look real. When I was there, I thought it was in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. It's real. It's in Stockholm, and I'm gonna tell you the story about it. So, for context, this ship was built in 1628. It took 2 years to build, which may not seem as much. But the amount of resources, the amount of time and energy, and the quantity of people that were used in order to build this ship, it's some astonishing numbers that I'm going to tell them to you. So, it was built during the 30 Years' War, which was a religious war it was mostly between two parts. So you had the Catholics and the Protestants. So, Sweden was not part of the Catholics, it was actually part of the Protestants. And even today, they're still part of the Protestants, together with the other Nordic countries. They're not Catholics, they're mostly Protestants, until today. So during this war, the Swedish, they had a big problem with one specific group, the Polish Catholics. And Sweden at this moment was a powerhouse. It was one of the most powerful military parties in the world. And it was actually winning against the Polish in land, right? But not in the sea. So they had to do something about it, because they cannot just win in land if they lose at the sea. So they needed some big firepower. They needed that little star thing, they needed something to compete against those Polish Catholics. So, the king at the moment of the building of the Sarah ship, his name was Gustavus Adolphus, and he wanted to show its power. He wanted to show what Sweden was capable of. So he demanded the building of ships so they can win against those Catholic Polish. So they built 4 ships, Vasa being one of them. They built Vasa with another twin ship and 2 smaller ships. We don't really care about the other ones, we care about Vasa. Vasa is the biggest one. Vasa was the biggest and most powerful ship in the world at the moment of its building. It was a statement piece. It was not about the functionality of it. Yeah, of course, we want to build and we want to have the best one, but they wanted to show the world what they were capable of, what amount of near power they had. So they built this huge ship, 64 cannons they put into it. And it was it was at first built for 36, and it ended up having 64, which is almost double of what it was intended to have. But these were demands of the king, because he wanted to have the most powerful ship in the world. He didn't want nothing less that was not the most powerful ship in the world. So if the king says something, this is not democracy, just do as the king says. The king Gustavus Adolphus, which was also, he was called a lion, that was his nickname, so that's why in the ship you can see a lot of references or a lot of shapes of lions. So they built these 64 cannons, and they were intended to sail. And on its day of sailing, in 1628, so 2 years after they started building the ship, there was a big sailing event. Thousands of people gathered in Stockholm to see the sailing of the Vasa ship. And you know what happened? 25 minutes after the sailing, it was completely sunk into the waters of Stockholm. And you may ask, how can such a big ship, such a powerful and something that took years to build, be sunk only 25 minutes after it went out? And what happened was that because of all of the cannons, they had to do a lot of holes. And in its sailing, it was more of an event. It was not really, they didn't really intend to sail into war right after. It was just a big event with thousands of people so they can see the power of the ship. That was it, nothing else. So in this moment, wind blew. And since all the holes were open, even the holes that were really close to where the water was, water got into it. Wind made water got into the ship and it sunk really fast. And it was a big disaster. They said between 30 and 40 people died. And well, in 1961, which was like this thing was underwater for 333 years. In 1961 was when they intended to rebuild it again and to build a museum surrounding it, which was the one I went. Beautiful museum. You should go there if you're in Stockholm. It took them decades, several decades, because until the 1990s the museum was opened. But they had the great idea to rebuild it again, the Vasa ship, and that's what they did. That's why I'm showing you this video for you to learn about it. Since it was sunk underwater, it was able to maintain itself and not be destroyed. So that's why it's almost 98% of what it once was. Nothing really changed about the ship. So today you can go to the Vasa Museum in Stockholm and learn more about the ship. I told you a quick summary, but you should go and learn a bit more, and thank you for watching this video.